Alright, here we are going to look at a couple of examples of how to graph linear equations. Now, in order to do this, there's a couple ways that you can approach it, and you have to read your directions to figure out what method of graphing you are required to use. Okay. In these examples, we are going to graph using just the X and Y intercepts. And so in order to do that, what that means is we are looking at the points where your graph crosses your X-intercept and where it will cross your Y-intercept. Okay. So you have an equation here. You can leave it in standard form or you can rewrite it into slope-intercept form. It's completely your choice. If you leave it in standard form like this, very simply you would decide which intercept you are going to start with. So let's start with the X-intercept, which means we are looking for the coordinate point x, 0. So with that we have 3y plus a 2x equals -6. Here my y would be 0, so this would be 3 times 0 plus a 2x equals -6. 3 times 0 is 0, divide everything by 2, we end up with x being -3, which is going to give me the coordinate point -3, 0 as my first point. So one of the things that you can do is you can come over here and you can graph that point right away. So the point -3, 0 would fall right here. We then need to do the Y-intercept. Now the Y-intercept is the point 0, y. So in this case we would still have 3y plus 2x equals -6. Now we're going to make my x 0, so I get that 3y is, or plus 2 times 0 is equal to -6. 2 times 0 is 0, divide everything by 3, we get that y is a -2. And therefore that's going to be the coordinate point 0, -2. Again, just like before, we would go ahead and graph that coordinate point. So we have 0, -2 right there. And that's all you need in order to make your graph. So here I'm going to use my ruler just to give me a straight edge, but you don't have to graphing by hand. You just want to try and be close. We're going to draw that line straight through, and there you have it. You have a linear line graphed using your X and Y intercept points. Alright, let's look at one more. In this problem you can see that I don't exactly have standard form, nor do I have a slope-intercept form, and so what I want to do here is I actually want to rearrange the equation into one of those two forms. Okay, so I'm going to do that by first combining my terms. So I'm going to take my negative here and I'm going to put it into my parentheses. So here this is going to be my 2x minus x minus y is equal to x minus or plus 1. Here I have 2x minus x is going to give me x minus y equals x plus 1. If I were to take my x, say this one here, and shift it over, I would end up with x minus x. Therefore, I have -y is equal to 1. Since your variables can't be negative, we would multiply everything by -1, so we get that y is -1. Okay. Now, this right here is actually a special line. It is a horizontal line because we do not have an x variable at all in this equation. So the first thing is, if we look at it, this is going to give us the y-intercept value at 0, -1. Now because there is no x value, what that means is that if we graph our coordinate point at -1, we are going to have a horizontal line that goes straight through, and notice at no point does it ever cross my x-axis. Okay? So that's what makes this very special, is we have no x-axis term. So that's all there is to it, graphing your linear lines. Okay. So if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this short video, and I look forward to seeing you next time.